Representative Dunbar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, secretaries. I hail from the beautiful, wild Westmoreland County, home of Volkswagen, home of Sony, home of Aqueon Energy, which all share the same distinction of receiving federal, state, and local grant dollars to have some job creation, and they all failed miserably. Uniquely, not all in Westmoreland County, but they were all in the exact same building. So you can understand that for us back home in Westmoreland County, we look at these things with a great deal of skepticism. So I was happy to see last year that the governor proposed actually putting some accountability standards in place. And for those companies that receive some grants, job creation grants, that they were going to be held accountable. And if they didn't meet their goals, that we were going to go back and get the money back and or even charge some penalties. Can you give me an update on how that's going? Has that been implemented?
Sure, Representative, and it has been implemented, but just so everybody knows, it's something that has been in place for a long time. So companies that didn't fulfill their job obligations, their job commitment obligations within a specific period of time, we have a compliance department that does that on a daily basis and looks back and looks at every single company that reviewed jobs, and they've been doing this for a long period of time. I think what the governor wanted to do is the governor wanted to put some more, make it penalize companies more. In other words, especially the ones that leave Pennsylvania. And so to that end, not only do they pay us back, but they have to pay us back a 10% fee, 10% penalty on top of that. And luckily, we haven't had to enforce that just yet on any companies because they haven't done that. But we have a very a very tight contracting process. They know what they're getting into up front. If they're going to make commitments of jobs, they better come up with the commitment of jobs. But we think that we're going to be in a position to hopefully that there won't be many companies that are doing that. The companies that have not made that, if you remember, the other part of that particular proposal by the governor was to take that money and put it into apprenticeship programs,
Right.
which we've done. Yes.
And which is a good segue to what I'd like to go to next. I understand it is an apprenticeship program that we're using some of those dollars for. And I also see in this year's budget a allocation for labor and industry to have a $7 million apprenticeship program. Are they the same programs? Does your program continue? Do they work together? Can you fill that in, fill those gaps in for me?
They're different programs, but we do a lot of work together. It is the best way to put it. We have, the apprenticeship program that we oversee through the department, the grants that we give out. This would, give us more flexibility and enable us to add the non-traditional apprenticeships that we've talked about and reach out beyond the traditional.
So what specific types of jobs are we talking about? Workforce development jobs are we talking about on this apprenticeship programs?
We're talking about manufacturing jobs. We're talking about a variety of different things. And what we try to do is put through the trades, try to put in a program and look for opportunities where we have to meet unique circumstances that weren't met before with the traditional job training programs and the apprenticeship programs. We think it's crystal clear right now that we have to get young people into jobs and into manufacturing jobs in addition to other jobs, but really the manufacturing jobs, in order for them to understand how good of an opportunity that is. The Industrial Resource Centers run a program called What's So Cool About Manufacturing, and that's something where younger kids, even in 6th grade, actually get into manufacturers and understand what they're about. We're talking about people a little bit older and kids or younger people a little bit older, but to get them in there. So we're trying to look for, those every single opportunity to be able to do that, and that's what these dollars allow us to do.
So to make sure I understand, you're going to continue to fund apprenticeship programs, and you're going to start a new program with apprenticeship programs with $7 million.
We have programs in place now. Our apprenticeship program that's been very successful. We're at about 15,000. We want to double that.
But the line item had 0 on it last year and it's $7 million on it this year. Is that correct?
Right, because the money that went toward it last year was all federal dollars.
Okay.
So this would be state money to supplement that to allow us to increase our reach.
And do we have a specific goal, jobs, some type of what we're trying to get to, end result, that we can measure this going forward?
Right, we're looking at doubling from 15 to 30,000.
Okay, thank you.